Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about wife swap. And I'm not going to be talking about the reboot because I really dislike the reboot. And it's not as good. So we're going to be talking about the 2004 to 2010 wife swap. So basically, like in my last video, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a basic rundown of what the show is, and then a basic rundown of an episode, Alright, so if you don't know what Wife Swap is, it is a show that premiered from 2004 to 2010. And it was pretty much a interesting concept. I remember when it first came out, everybody was like loving it, and so basically what the show is it takes these moms that are complete opposites, there's a mom from one family and then there's a mom from another family, and basically they switch lives for 2 weeks. The first week they have to live under the normal rules, and then the second week they get to change the rules, which is, I think, an interesting concept. But the thing is that there's things that they do later down the road that I don't know if I can agree with it, because there's things that they had ideas for that they put into effect, and I'll get to that in a little bit. The first thing I want to talk about is the episode. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a random episode and see if it clicks. So basically what it does is it gives you like a teaser, like I said last episode, a teaser. It's what everybody's doing, of what you're about to see, and this is what reality TV shows did a lot. Now in the beginning of the show, like towards like the first season of the show, like first or second season, it was fine. There wasn't any like real drama going on. Like everybody was like sort of like normal and sort of like respecting of each other. Nobody was cussing at each other. Like it was very rare to see an episode towards the earlier seasons that had an episode that you would see people swear in, like towards each other. So, and which I personally like it when it was more calm, because it was just more easier to enjoy. And then towards the later seasons, they kind of dropped that and went with this more dramatic style, which it's okay. It's they decided to do that. It's completely fine. This is one of those shows that I've been binging. You can't watch it on YouTube, but you can watch it on Lifetime if you have it. So just make sure that you wake up early enough and it will be on your TV. Here is the thing. So after the teaser happens, okay, we get to see what the families are like firsthand. And so let's just say that there's one family that is into, having a super clean life and is not into killing any animals or anything, and like it's just like they have like a super like high class clean life and all that type of stuff, and they don't like people who are different, and it's all about appearances and all that, and so basically like they're like the strict people, and so what they are, they they go about their day, and like you get to see how they interact with their families, and that's all fine. And then it gets to the next family, which is the complete opposite. So in this case, it'd be like a dirty family that doesn't care about how clean their house is and is more loosey goosey towards like the rules of the of the household. And let's like basically you'll find that you kind of connect with both sides. Like you like there's going to be times within the episode where it's like, okay, well, I kind of agree with her, but I kind of agree with her. Like it's like who do I really agree with? And sometimes like there's assholes on the show. Like the dads are normally the biggest assholes on the show. But then there's times where the dads are actually really nice and really caring and really, like they really want to help better the household and help improve the household. And that's really nice. And it's fun seeing like the two families kind of clash, and to see like why they're different and stuff, and to learn new lifestyles and stuff. And that's pretty much what the show is these two families have to live by these certain rules, and then they can finally change the rules. And so what I didn't mention is that with each family there's like a certain thing about them that they will most likely always bring into their rules. Like for one family, it was they love to do clowning, and so like they dress up as clowns. And later down in the episode, when the rule change happens, like that's like one of their first rules is like, oh, you have to dress up as a clown and you have to go clowning with me. And then for the other person, it's and like it could be like a job or something maybe, or it could be like maybe there's like a certain hobby that someone has or something like the whole family is involved with. So in this case, for the other family, which would be like the strict family, I think it was like some type of perfectionist family. And oh no, this family was a part of the military, I think. And yeah, so basically she puts her strict rules upon it. So she didn't necessarily have a quirk to her as like her hobby. But she really changed the family. So within the first week, like I said, they all have to live by their own rules. They are given like these little diary sessions where they get to speak, kind of like how reality TV shows do that all the time. And so basically, like they say, "Oh my God, this is such a boring life. Like, how could you do this?" And and like I'm so bored, and I just can't wait until rule change. Like I can't deal with this, and stuff like that. And then rule change happens, and then they get to change the rules. Now, here's the thing. Again, like towards the earlier seasons, it was more laid back, and like there wasn't screaming all the time. And again, towards like the later seasons, it got to be where it was over dramatic and stuff. Um, it is weird seeing how these families like to change the rules, because like they have like, hey, like it's there's always something off about these rules. Like it's like whenever like the audience is told, okay, well, these kids in my family can't have television privileges. Well, that's kind of what the show takes. It's like the person who is in the less strict family, would give them access to the candy or the TV or whatever that certain thing is. Um, I forgot to tell you that they read a manual of what the family is like, so that's a thing. And you know, it's just one of those things where it's like I don't know why it's so addicting to watch, but I guess it's just really addicting to see like what we go with, like what they go with and stuff, and to see how the family really interacts and stuff. Another aspect is that the kids sometimes won't do what the rules say to do after the rule change. And this is towards like the later seasons of like, and I forgot to say, okay, so during like the rule change ceremony, uh, whenever like a parent doesn't have like a job or something, the mother will have a job lined up for the parent. Like, and I don't know how she did this because, they have a pretty busy schedule. So how do they already have like a thing lined up for this person? Because you gotta introduce yourself to people, and you gotta like get used to the area you're living in, and that takes at least a week. And yet like you already have something lined up. Like that's but I heard that they get paid $20,000 per episode, and I'm like, wow, that's not a lot of money, because like after taxes, like that's basically nothing, right? Um, and the show, it like towards the end of the show, they have this confrontation area, and like they get to be reunited with their partners, and then they talk about the experience that they had. And that's normally when all like the fights happen. Like, okay, so like if you guys can remember Celebrity Wife Swap, which I'm not really going to be mentioning in this video that much, but if you guys remember that, that was really dramatic and stuff. And so like towards like the end of some of the episodes, it like that's when the drama really like took place and everything. And that's basically what the show is all about, was like to see like if celebrities, would be able to live together if they're like completely different, because it makes the celebrities seem more like human beings, and that could really be needed right now. But yeah, so towards the end of the episode, like again, they have the confrontation, and then after that, they get to be reunited with their families, and then kind of like how Kitchen Nightmares ends, they like you get to see like a couple of weeks after production, like okay, so what happened, and like what rules stayed and what rules didn't stay, and sometimes the families really change, and then other times they don't, and it's kind of like a good mixture of both. It's pretty much balanced out, to anyone's liking, and stuff. And now I want to talk about how this show doesn't work in a daily sense, like in a modern sense. You know that saying when like you shouldn't touch a reboot, not reboot, like you shouldn't touch a show, like it doesn't need to be rebooted. Leave it the way it is, because sometimes uh, those things become a timeless classic, and it's better to just leave them alone instead of touching them because you're going to ruin the show. That's kind of what it's like now, because of all of the like the Trump era like politics and stuff. It really ruined the show for me. It really did, because like before, like it wasn't uncomfortable to listen to like people say, okay, like we have the exact opposite, like the rules are reversed and stuff and all that type of stuff, because there was like a structure to the show, and it was a pretty good structure. And with the newer seasons, like the season that just came out, on Paramount, it sucks because everybody, like the whole idea of a wife swap is changed now. It's like, because males can now switch. So that wasn't a thing. Like you can't really bend the rules to a show. I understand, like they probably did this to make the show feel like more alive and more like modern, and because that's like probably the only thing they had the opportunity to do at the time. But if that's like the only thing you're able to do with the show, then that's the sign that it probably shouldn't be rebooted. Because like with Super Nanny, like you could do literally anything with Super Nanny. Like that's kind of like a fucking given. But at the same time, it's like what like why are we rebooting things and changing the rules completely? And also, it's like I really don't want to see modern day stuff be put into a show like this because yeah, it's annoying. Like how like even though I'm sort of like in the middle of politics, I still respect my president. You know, he is my president. He is the president of the United States. I respect him for who he is, and you know, a lot of people don't. And I just find it annoying and cringy when they bring politics up because it's so unnecessary. It's like the show originally had a way to dance around politics and to dance around feminists and stuff, and it did it in a very respectful way. And I thought that this new show was really gonna, you know, take that role and really change it. Now, I know you guys are saying I said that I wasn't going to talk about it, but I just that's something that made me stop wanting to speak about it is because I really just don't want to get into politics about it, and I don't want to because that's how you ruin like a fan base. That's how you ruin like that's just how you ruin things for people. It completely ruined the show because like when people watch that show, they watch it to get away from all of the bleh outside, you know, like they want to stay and watch a show that they can just forget about life and just watch it, you know. So and so with this show, it's kind of hard to do that. But I definitely recommend to watch the older show because it's a lot better and it's just more entertaining. Because like that's also another thing. It's unentertaining for the new show. But if you have Lifetime, watch it. Watch it on Lifetime. Um, I believe that there's like a couple of things that come on before it. Like I think it's called Closer or something like that. And that's like a sort of like a police drama series that I didn't know about until like just a couple of months ago. But it's you know it's a good show. If you watch it, well, actually I'm not sure if you're gonna watch it today or tomorrow. This video is uploaded the same day as the other video is, so which is currently September 18th, 2019. So if you're watching it on that date, uh, they are airing the earlier episodes, like the earlier seasons. So I definitely recommend checking it out. And also check out Celebrity Wife Swap if you enjoy the more dramatic stuff. It's still entertaining, but not as entertaining as you know it is because with the rules, like they only have to be there for like a about a week, and so they kind of like what they do is I think they cut the week in half somehow, and so like they get to live by the rules for by like a couple of days, and then they get to change the rules at the end of the week. I don't know. That's one of those things where I don't understand it. And then also there's another thing, and that is the fact that my next video will be an ASMR video, and basically what the video will be about is zipper sounds, which I've been trying to do, and you know, honestly, hang on a minute, because I'm gonna get something. So my mom has this lunch bag, and and it has a really good, like, strong zipper on it, and it makes some really good sounds. Like, that's the first sound it makes. You know, I just don't know how I can make this into, like, an actual video. And then the zipper sound is, like, really good. Yeah, so that's something that we're gonna be probably exploring. And I also have, like, a gift bag as well, so, which is very crinkly and stuff, and, you know, and then I also had this book that I've had for a very long time. Ooh, that's really good. So, but yeah, so that's the interesting thing. And I was gonna do it for my jacket, but it just it doesn't have a good zipper. Like, it's not loud enough, so, which I'm disappointed in, because the mic just doesn't pick it up. And this video might be a little bit louder than the other videos, and that's because I updated the boost. And I think I'm going to turn the boost down, and I'm also going to probably turn the mic volume down, because I realize that it's a bit loud even though the boost is turned down. And I don't know what the boost does, but all I know is that I think it boosts the microphone a little bit, and I think that it does something. So I may have to turn down the volume, but you know, I'm not entirely sure. But if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate that, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.